There are wounds people carry that never make it into conversations. Wounds that don't bleed physically, but have shaped their emotions, their relationships, their personalities, and even their spiritual battles. And the truth is painful. Spiritual warfare rarely begins with demons. It begins with wounds. That's why some of the most tormented people in quiet churches today are not the ones who committed the worst sins, but the ones who carried the deepest unresolved pain. I've listened to testimonies from people across the US, the UK, Canada, Europe, people who escaped witchcraft, New Age practices, occult initiations, and they all describe the same pattern. Darkness didn't enter their lives because they were evil. Darkness entered because something inside them was already broken. John Ramirez, once a satanic high priest, said something that has echoed globally. Satan doesn't recruit people, he recruits wounds. And when he said that, there was a silence in the room. Because he wasn't talking about demonic portals or rituals, he was talking about childhood. He spoke about growing up in poverty, in violence, in emotional chaos, a father who drank himself into rage, a house where love was absent, a boy who learned early that he was unwanted. And long before the occult ever offered him power, rejection had already offered him an identity. Pain prepared him for darkness long before darkness came. Jenny Weaver, whose testimony has touched millions across Europe and America, said something similar. She didn't wake up one day wanting witchcraft. She was a wounded girl, abused, bullied, neglected. She said the devil never tempted her first with spells or rituals. He tempted her with comfort, with the feeling of relief, with the lie that spiritual energies could heal her faster than God could. She entered witchcraft not because she wanted darkness, but because she couldn't handle her own emotional bleeding. Every ritual she performed was her attempt to stop the pain inside. She said, "I wasn't trying to be powerful. I was trying to stop hurting." There is a pattern, and this pattern is the real spiritual battlefield. Wounds that remain open become invitations. People do not stumble into spiritual warfare. They are often pushed into it by pain. Even in the church, even in Christian homes, even in quiet Western cities where emotional pain is buried under busyness, social expectations, and private silence. Across the UK and Canada, therapists, pastors, and spiritual leaders have all observed the same thing. The greatest torment today is internal, not external. People live with emotional fractures that were never acknowledged. They learned how to function with them. They learned how to smile through them. They learned how to hide behind achievements, careers, religious routine. But the wound remains, and the enemy uses it as a spiritual foothold. And this is why many Christians pray against attacks, but never experience lasting deliverance. Because deliverance is not just about casting out demons. Deliverance is also about closing doors. If the wound is not healed, the attack will return. Pain becomes a spiritual echo chamber, and demons are drawn to it the way infections are drawn to open flesh. This is deeper than a sermon. This is deeper than motivation. This is the layer of human experience where psychology meets spirituality. I remember listening to the testimony of a woman from Manchester, someone who had been deeply involved in New Age meditation circles, energy healing, aura readings. But when she finally encountered Christ, she said something profound. Her involvement in the occult wasn't driven by curiosity. It was driven by abandonment. Her father left home when she was a child. Her mother struggled with depression. Loneliness became her first language, and when the New Age movement promised presence, spirit guides, universal companionship, energetic connection, it filled the emotional void she had lived with for decades. She said, "I didn't want spirituality. I wanted someone to stay." Abandonment is a door. It creates a hollow space inside a person, and the devil is always ready to fill emptiness. Many people in Europe and North America are spiritually vulnerable not because they are weak, but because they are emotionally unguarded. They learned how to survive abandonment, but they never learned how to heal from it. And then there is betrayal. betrayal is a wound that carries spiritual poison. A woman from Canada who had been in deep occultism for years explained how it all began. She was betrayed by someone inside the church, someone she trusted deeply. The betrayal broke her heart and her faith at the same time. She didn't walk away from God, she walked away from the pain the church represented. And the enemy whispered to her, "Try something else. Try something safer. Try something that doesn't hurt." That moment of betrayal became the beginning of a long path into spiritual deception. And when she finally returned to Christ, she realized something that many people never grasp. Betrayal doesn't just wound, it distorts. It rewrites trust. It reshapes how you see relationships. And if the betrayal is severe, it can even reshape how you see God. Shame is another wound that causes deep spiritual vulnerability. Shame is heavier than guilt because guilt says, "I did wrong," but shame says, "I am wrong." I once heard the testimony of a man from London who fell into deep occult practices, not because he loved darkness, but because he was running from himself. His life had been marked by addiction, broken choices, and personal failures. And rather than face the truth of his pain, he hid inside spiritual experiences that made him feel temporarily clean, temporarily elevated, temporarily powerful. But shame formed the root. Shame convinced him that he was unworthy of God's love. Shame kept him hiding. Shame kept him in darkness. Loss is perhaps the deepest wound of all. People who experience profound loss often enter spiritual confusion. A woman from France, after losing her son, turned to mediumship. She didn't do it to rebel against God. She did it to feel close to her child. She did it to escape the unbearable weight of grief. She said she felt like God was silent, and the enemy used that silence to whisper lies. Loss can break a person's spiritual foundation so deeply that they begin searching for answers anywhere, even in dangerous places. These wounds, rejection, abandonment, betrayal, shame, loss, are silent wars. They are battles that do not manifest with screaming or shaking or demonic theatrics. These wounds shape thoughts, decisions, personalities, and spiritual vulnerabilities. They create patterns that repeat year after year. They build emotional prisons, and the enemy thrives in unhealed places. But healing begins not with pretending, and not even with praying loudly. Healing begins with acknowledging the wound. God does not heal what we hide, He heals what we hand over. And today, right now, in this moment, I believe the Holy Spirit is touching places inside you that perhaps you've never spoken aloud. He is touching memories, old pains, disappointments, losses, betrayals, words spoken over you, moments that shaped you. There is a kind of healing that is not emotional hype. It is not dramatic, it is not loud, it is quiet, deep, spiritual, and internal. It is the kind of healing that happens when the Holy Spirit enters the room of your soul that you've kept locked for years. And I want you to allow Him into that room today, not into your performance, not into your strength, not into your mask, but into your wound. God is not intimidated by your pain. He is not confused by your trauma. He is not overwhelmed by your history. He is the only one who knows how to heal the invisible. Right now, in this very moment, whatever wound your life has carried, rejection, abandonment, betrayal, shame, or loss, the Holy Spirit is beginning a work of restoration. He is stitching together the places that tore you open. He is closing the spiritual openings the enemy exploited. He is restoring the parts of you that life damaged. And He is whispering to your spirit, you are not broken beyond repair. You are not forgotten. You are not lost. You are mine. And this healing that begins today will not fade. It will not evaporate. It will not reverse. Because when God heals a wound, He turns it into a testimony. When He restores a heart, He strengthens it. When He closes a door, He fortifies it. And when He touches a life, He transforms the future. This is your moment of restoration. The healing has already begun.